Dosha Lyfe TV. We here again, man. I had to drop you something new. I want to talk about weed, the spirituality of the marijuana plant. Everybody smokes it. It's legal most places. YouTube, I ain't posting no pictures of the plant, so you best not take me down for I'll be in your dreams. But anyways, the weed plant. Let's talk about it. Anyway, so the anatomy of it is basically, in a nutshell, it is a tree of life in a plant form. You are the tree of life in a biological form. So the closest plants next to mushrooms and stuff that represents the parts of the brain, because everything you see in nature is a reflection of yourself. Literally everything. Every plant, every herb, every animal is based off of some type of characteristic energy that reflects a part of yourself. It's that deep. That's why you got animals that resemble organs in the body and all stuff like that. Everything resembles parts of yourself. It's all one creation. And the morphogenic field that created it through the sacred geometry of the frequency of it. But that's another subject. I go off subjects a lot because I just free flow when I come to these videos. But now, like, when it comes to the weed, look at the name of it. The most ancient name that we can find for this plant is cannabism. Cannabism, or cannabis. And we call it cannabis to this day. Break down that word, Cain and Anubis. The star system of Canis Major and Anubis, the gatekeeper of the underworld, the inner world, and of the dead. Many don't realize that people smoke weed and start getting all this ancient knowledge out of nowhere. That's what happened to me. I ain't even gonna stunt. I started smoking a long time ago. And that knowledge just poured in my head like Rocco's Modern Life, cram a book in my head. And within 7 years, I was wise. But I already had a spiritual innate vision, but I was able to see things that I wasn't able to see from smoking it. But nah, it makes you wise, but this is not what I'm on. The Canis Major star system. So with that being said, the dog star, and all of that there. The gatekeeper to the underworld, the inner world, the world within your being, of the dead. When they say the dead, those is transition. There is no such thing as death. Death ain't real life, it's eternal. You just come from this hell realm or the divine masculine plane to the divine feminine. They didn't come back. If you feel like you ain't serve your purpose or you get tricked, whatever it was. So when it connects you to this inner world, it connects you to your dead one. Well, not your dead, but your transition loved ones in your DNA. In other words, those in your DNA, the DNA that could have been laying dormant and all that there, it feeds them. You smoke weed, it feeds your ancestors. You are a temple of these spirits. Your ancestors live within you. So when you feed them, depending on how ancient the ancestor spirits or what cycle of time the DNA that's considered dormant or junk DNA awakens, it gives you knowledge, an innate knowledge of self and a knowledge of how to make yourself better. Things like that. It becomes your intuition. They become overseers in your thoughts. It's that deep. So when you smoke weed, you connect yourself to source. In a sense, it's a biological. We're the biological tree of life. Like we the organic form, the organism form of tree of life, and that's the plant form of tree of life. So with that being said, that's why you have everything in the body is made to work with the plant. We have CBD1 and CBD2 receptors in our brain that control literally every bodily system that we have based off the CBD contents. Your body makes its own THC, which is why when they drug test for weed, they have a certain cutoff level of how much weed is in your system versus with other drugs, any trace of it whatsoever, period, you feel. But with weed, if it's below a certain point, they're able to say you smoked because your body makes its own THC. You have THC receptors at all your joints. This weed is able to lubricate the joints. Understand that it stores in fat cells and oils. Now, if you have friction in your joints due to the wore down cartilage between your bones and stuff, causing your bones to rub on each other, which is arthritis, you know what I'm saying? And let's say you have THC, which is going to store in a lubricant oil substance, which also reduces the inflammation from rubbing your bones together, which is going to cause it to not rub. It's actually curing arthritis. And it numbs it on top of that, on top of the reducing the inflammation. There's levels to this. I literally just scientifically broke down how weed cures arthritis. It's the THC. And believe it or not, people smoke it. You get your health benefits from eating it. But you need to know where your stuff comes from. Now, another thing. How you smoke it. When you smoke it, you know what I'm saying? You program it. Everything you do, you program. If I'm feeling like shit and having a shitty day, and I eat me some food, I just prayed over that food with that shitty day energy without noticing. So if I smoke weed with the intent to uplift my shitty day, I just program that weed to uplift that shitty day. If I roll it in tobacco, the tobacco is going to remove the bad energy, you know what I'm saying? While the weed bring in the good energy. You are an altar. You are a portal. Your heart's a portal. All this, like, believe it or not, you are the altar. The weed becomes the candle. I could have me some indica that make me sleepy, tired, stuck on a couch. I could wake up in the morning time. Like literally, I could wake up in the rising or the raw sings. Wink, wink, because the rays is raws. Because the Y and the H is upside down. But hey, anyway, I could wake up in a rising and smoke me an indica plant with the intent for it to wake me up. And I will wake up off it. Even though it's to kind of put you to sleep. I could smoke the kind of put me to sleep. I mean, I could put me the kind of wakes me up. I could smoke that kind with the intent to go to sleep, and it will put me to sleep. Because you programmed it. It's a feminine herb. It could be programmed. You can't program tobacco. That's a masculine herb. The tobacco is going to do what it's going to do. But when they lace it with chemicals, then it reciprocates the chemicals back to you. So you need to get you that good stuff if you're going to get tobacco wraps or whatever. Backwoods are fucking disgusting. You know, like, they're so dirty. If you wipe paper towels on it, it look like somebody pissed some brown piss on your paper towel. Like, you don't want no backwoods. Like, that's some laced up, sprayed up, dirty ass. You don't want that. Get you some clean shit. Found a leaf. Or, you know what I'm saying? At least the stuff you know is at least halfway decent with chemicals. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to avoid it and let you grow your own. Or you just buy natural. And cigarettes, that's not even tobacco. That's 10% tobacco with 90% chemically sprayed paper mixed in with it. And that's why they say black and mild is like five cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't do that shit. But I'm just saying, I only smoke weed and mugwort and other herbs. I smoke what I want to smoke that's herbal. That's good for you. But nah, I'm just talking. But nah, like, I just need y'all to understand. It's more than a gateway. It's a gatekeeper herb. It's not a gateway drug. There's no such thing. It works well with shrooms. Weed and shrooms go hand in hand because they both serve this vessel well. If you take shrooms, you're going to find yourself craving weed to feed your ancestors because your ancestors is the entire shroom trip. But hey, that's another story. I'm not going to get deep on drugs because I'm an advocate for y'all. natural things, just not unnatural things, things that's not from nature, things that cause people to die and wig out and foam at the mouth. That's bad for you. Don't do that. That's the government made that. That's a pilgrimage of chemicals that has spirits bound to them. That's a pilgrimage into your vessel to take over the spirits that's in your body and war with the spirits in your body, which is why you take pills. You know what I'm saying? You have these different effects and then side effects. And these bad side effects are really what the pills are doing to destroy you. That is their goal. You don't trust man-made drugs. That's not good for you. Those are the drugs that people actually die from. You know, but yet I could tell a person, well, our people are so backwards. I could tell a person to take a Xan pill, they'll take it no question. Not saying that I do that, I don't. But I could tell a person to take a mushroom, and they'd be like, "Oh no, that's that white people shit." That's what they would tell me. Not none against other people, but I'm just saying that's what they would do. So our people is a little bit backwards. We so far from nature. We need to be more in tune with nature because this nature keeps us in tune with ourselves because we're beings of nature. To live like artificial beings means to live like how a lot of us in the US live now, artificially. Artificial food, artificial lifestyle, sitting in a house full of artificial light. So, so scared of the non-artificial that we don't want to eat a berry off the tree. We think we're gonna die, but y'all eat some meat that sit out. You know what I'm saying? If you let it sit too long, if you eat it, you put yourself in a hospital. But y'all scared to eat fruits. You can fill your body up, have a full stomach full of fruit, and you will still be hungry, craving meats. Because even though your stomach's full, you have all those nutrients in there, and the amino acids that create protein. I need y'all to think. Just really think for yourself. Apply logic to every part of thinking. Question everything. And that's what the weed kind of help you do. Question everything. Because all it's going to do is just raise you in vibration. It's a question in your mind that you want answers. You know, just think about that. So you can smoke a blunt, you can program the weed, you can make it do what you want it to do. You can sit there and smoke it and program it to tell you something. You can be like, I want to dedicate this blunt right here to doing this and this. I want to dedicate this blunt to making me some money. Manifestation, whatever. It's a sacrifice. Anything that's burned can't be unburned. People don't realize smoking anything is a sacrifice. Period. You're sacrificing it. Now, if you dedicate what you sacrificing it to, yourself, a spirit, God, whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you dedicate what you sacrificing it to, it's going to work in your favor because you are the creator, you are that God, and you can program in this, and you can program and distinct what this is going to do. You can actually set the coordinates for that spiritual frequency. You create portals. Once you set this blunt to say this is that, you know what I'm saying, then you sacrifice the life force of it, you know what I'm saying, you make it a portal for whatever you want to manifest. And it's not like that with just weed. It's like that with candles. You know what I'm saying? You set on the altar other things that set the energy of that portal. You trying to build characteristics. It's not really that hard. If I say the spirit of happiness is right in front of me and I dictate that to be, you know what I'm saying, the spirit of happiness is really in front of me. Therefore, happy things, everything that resembles something happy will come up and pop up right there. Butterflies, kids, babies, you know what I'm saying, puppies, kittens, whatever. You know what I'm saying? All that will pop up there. And that little spot will actually low-key become an altar. You see nothing but all the stuff that represents that energy. That's what an altar is. It's not hard. Spirits know we don't know everything we supposed to know. They know the world unbalanced. They're not going to chastise you for not knowing certain things. They only chastise you if you coming at them on some mundane, I want to put something on somebody else type stuff. You don't know what you're doing yet. You don't even know why you're doing that. That might be your ego or your false self. You don't like how someone looked at you. Nah, that's not how it works. That's why you need to be careful with that if you want to do that for the wrong reasons. You do things to self-improve. That's what these spirits and deities are for. And they give us these herbs, these natural herbs and substances. Everything from nature that's in its natural form is of the creator in its natural form that build us in spirit and soul, especially weed. Weed is like, it works with the body 100%. We got THC receptors and CBD1 and CBD2 receptors in the brain. All of that. It calms you down. And if it causes you to not dream at night, it's because you're not exercising. You need to exercise. That first weed gets you high because most likely your frequency was below the plant. Then after the point, you know what I'm saying, when you get to the point where you use it as a pacifier, your ancestors really don't let you abuse anything. That's why weed stops getting you high, because you stop appreciating the herb. You stop appreciating the herb. You stop dreaming at night because you stop doing for yourself. The herb is to make you do better for yourself. At first, it gives you the mindset and the insight to do better. Therefore, it keeps getting you high. Then after a while, you make that a crutch and stop actually doing for self. You don't exercise or eat right, and none of that extra stuff. Don't go to bed a certain time or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna stop getting you high. This way you gotta sweat it out. Exercise. You'll dream at night, believe me. Do some cardio. You will dream. I promise you, you will dream. Now, if your third eye's closed, that's another story. It's not the weed, it's just your third eye. Your diet's messed up. You need to cut out meat. You know what I'm saying? Meat can still, you can still dream on meat, but it's gonna hinder it. You know, I'm just saying, like, y'all need to think about this. It's oxygen to the brain, magnesium rich food. Eat food rich in magnesium and get oxygen to the brain. It don't matter how much weed you smoke. You gonna dream. You gonna damn near astral project if you do that. Especially if you exercise. Make your body light in frequency and you cannot help but to dream. It's that deep. I made a video on the dreaming already. But yeah, if your cells getting darker, anything of that nature, you know what I'm saying, because of the weed smoke, you're not exercising and detoxing enough. You need to detox. You gotta stay detoxed. I can't take shrooms every day and get high. That would be impossible. Because the whole presence of any high is the spirit of it in your vessel. I could take shrooms one day, and then the next day, I could take more and not feel shit. At the same time. Why? Because the ancestors, the spirits do not let you abuse natural substances. Only drugs that could be abused are those that's man-made. You take more and more if you want, you're going to get messed up, you probably kill yourself. And that's not what these are for. These are not to get high. These are medicines. You use this weed to cure your mind and to realign your thoughts. Realign your thoughts with the correct frequencies of your higher self so you're able to make more discernment with your decisions in life. Logical decisions. Things that'll make you a better person. Period. This is not to get high. I don't even smoke weed to get high. I offer that, you know, it's levels. I do a lot with it. You know, offer it to spirits, whatever. I put it on my altar. Ancestors love that. Now, if you smoking with them, guess what? That weed was sitting on a portal. Feel that energy. And now they gonna flood that blunt. And now when you smoke it, you just inhaled the spirit of that ancestor through the weed. It's levels to this. Dosha Lyfe TV. I went off subject so much, I don't even know what the name of the video. But yeah, like, subscribe, hit the cash app. And yeah, I'm coming back with the Patreon soon. So bear with me. I gotta get that shit together. But yeah, like, subscribe, hit the cash app, share my videos. You know, get that word out. Sick and tired of people being asleep, man. I'm sick and tired of people fucking up because they don't know better. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Peace.